What is up, team? How's everybody doing today? Happy Monday. I know it's Monday because I am actually pre-recording this. So yes, this is showing live, but I am actually not here live. So do me a favor. If you are here live, I want to know how many are watching live and how many are watching the replay. So if you are here watching live, please say hi, or just say live. Because I can't say hi back right now because I'm probably sleeping. Please say hi live. And if you're watching the replay, please say replay. If you're new here, I'm Jamie. What's up? Or even if you're not new and you're just like, who is this woman that I want to say girl. I'm technically a woman. I don't think I'm ready to accept it. Who is this woman that keeps like putting her face on my newsfeed? I'm Jamie, personal trainer, nutrition coach, huge focus on strength and sustainability and just balancing your wonderful life and all the food that you love to eat with your strength goals and your aesthetic goals, and being able to, this is the key, sustain it for your life. So that is what our team focuses on doing. We are a team of trainers and nutrition coaches, and we are excellent at helping you reach those goals and being able to maintain them long term. So I am doing this live, not fully put together, sitting outside. My kids are playing. You're probably going to hear them, and that's fine, because this is real life, and that's what I'm all about. So I wanted to do this video, though, because a lot of people, one of the things that I feel like people struggle with is how to track, like, casseroles. It's literally like how to track casseroles is so challenging for people. So I'm going to show you how to do it very quickly in MyFitnessPal. And it's going to make it feel a lot less overwhelming. Okay. So essentially, my daughter has been craving ravioli lasagna. And guys, I'll post about this. I don't feel like taking all these fancy videos, but I will turn this into a post because it is such an easy meal. It's literally lasagna, but without using lasagna noodles, you use those big fat cheese raviolis. And we went over to somebody's house and they served it and she loved it. And she's been begging me for ravioli lasagna. And I was like, it's so easy. Why wouldn't I make this? So I ran to the store. I literally got a giant bag of raviolis. I got a jar of pasta, 2 jars of pasta sauce, a bag of frozen spinach, ground turkey, and cheese, and mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. And that's literally it. Let's try to be quiet. Mommy's on a work call. Thank you. So I threw it together and I created a recipe for it, and it did not take me that long. Some things are going to take longer than others. So when I make chili, it takes longer to create the recipe, but here's why. What you have to do essentially when you're creating a bulk recipe like a casserole or a soup or something where you're using or a giant grain salad, something where you're using lots of ingredients, and then you want to figure out how many calories, how many macros are in a serving, you have to divide it. Okay, so there is a way to do it where you do it by gram weight. I don't like to do that. I think it's too time consuming. I prefer to do it by servings. So when it's a grain salad or when it's a soup or when it's a chili, I literally have to spend time after it's already done scooping it into a different container so I can tell how many servings are in it. This is easier because a casserole dish, you can roughly estimate that it's going to be about 8 servings, or you can even just quarter it and call it 4 servings. You can call it whatever you want, but it's a casserole dish and you know how you're going to cut it. You know that you'll cut it into like 8 pieces. So it becomes easier. But just as before I show you how I did this, if it's a soup or a chili or something like that, the best way to do it is to portion all of your soup or your chili. I'm going to use chili as an example. Let's say you make a giant batch of chili. What I like to do is one of 2 things. Before I serve it to my family, I will put out all of our bowls, right? I'll put out 4 bowls because there's 4 of us. And then I will have my container where I'm going to store the chili. Now it's either a big container because I'm going to store it all together, or I will get out multiple meal prep containers, like as many as I think it will fill. I'll take a guess, right? And I only have to do this the first time, because after I do it once and the recipe's good, I already know how many it'll make. So I will know what to do. So I'll get out meal prep containers, and then I will literally take a scoop, and 1 cup at a time. It'll be a cup scoop. 1 for me for dinner, 1 for my husband for dinner, 1 for my daughter for dinner, 1 for my son for dinner. There's 4 cups. And then I go to each meal prep container, 1 for Monday, 1 for Tuesday, 1 for Monday, 1 for Tuesday. Or in the big container, there's 5 and then 6. And then I'll make the rounds again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'll just keep going until it's done. That's it. And then nobody eats until I've portioned it out because I need to know how much it is. That is typically the way that I do it when it's something like a chili. Again, casserole is easier. So I'm going to walk you through right now how I created this recipe. I just took a video recording on my screen while I did it. So let's go. So the first things first is you go to the bottom where it says meals, recipes, and foods. Let me see if I can take you back there. All right. So down at the bottom here, my meals, recipes, and foods. Do you see it down there? That's where you click. So you go into like the other category, I believe it is, and you just click meals, recipes, and foods. You click create a new recipe, and I always enter ingredients manually. So I obviously called this ravioli lasagna. And I did that it serves 8 people because my casserole dish, I'm going to cut it into 8 pieces and then add ingredients. And at this point, all I started doing was scanning barcodes. Okay. So here is me scanning chicken. And because on the back of the label, it says that there's 3 4-ounce servings and it says about 3. I'm not too worried about that, guys. So I put in 3. I'm putting the entire thing in. So I put 3. Now here we're going to scan this tomato sauce, and in the label, it says that there's 5 total half-cup servings. The barcode was having trouble coming up. It finally did. You just keep going. It'll come up unless it's like Korean. So half a cup servings. It said there were 5. Oh, no. It said there were 10. Hold on. I might need to adjust. I thought it said there were 5. In which case, if I use 2 jars, it would be... If I use 2 jars, it would be 10 servings, not 20. I might have made a mistake. I might need to go back and fix that, but let's pretend that I didn't. Okay. So I put in there that there was 20 servings because I was using 2 jars of pasta sauce, but I might be wrong. I'm gonna have to double check that. Here's my ravioli. Scan it. How many total servings? Okay. 4 raviolis a serving. It told me that there were, I think there was 5 or 8 servings of 4 raviolis. Yep, 8 servings of 4 raviolis. So I just put in. I'm going to use the whole bag, right? The spinach, I'm not too concerned about because the calories are so low. So I just threw in some spinach, you'll see. But for the cheese, definitely planning on using a half a cup of each, mozzarella and a half a cup, or a half a cup total cheese. So I did, no. What did I do? 3, what am I doing here? 2 1/4 cup servings. Yeah, of mozzarella. And then we're adding Parmesan. And we're going to do 1 or 2 1/4 cup servings of Parmesan. 2. Excellent. 2 1/4 cup servings of Parmesan. So I got a whole cup of cheese there. Okay. I did half of mozzarella, half Parmesan. And then I just went ahead and threw in spinach because sometimes I like to see what micronutrients and what fiber it adds. And it does add a little chunk of calories, so it will make a difference. And honestly, like that's it. I put all of those things in and then I divided it and then I just saved it and logged it. It was so easy. Now, here's the thing. I wasn't originally planning on having ravioli lasagna. You see how fast this went? I wasn't originally planning on having ravioli lasagna. I actually didn't think I could find those raviolis. So I had already put in for my day. If you can see here, I already have in there dinner. So ravioli lasagna is there at the bottom, but above it, you'll see broccoli. Above that, you'll see tomato and basil spaghetti sauce. And above that is Barilla pasta and ground turkey. Because I knew I had the turkey, I knew I had the other things. So I was planning on having pasta with tomato sauce and ground turkey. But then when I found the ravioli, I thought, oh, well, I need to make this lasagna. So I'm adjusting my day. So this is really easy. I added in a serving of the ravioli lasagna. So I was able to take off the pasta. I was able to take off the ground turkey because the ground turkey is already in the ravioli lasagna. I went ahead and kept the broccoli because we're going to have broccoli as a side anyway. And that will help fill up my plate because, to be honest, it's not like a whole lot of lasagna that you get for that 1/8. So this is something to think about too. But it was 27 grams of protein. So it's like 27 grams of protein is a decent amount of protein. So I'm going to have the side veggie because that's really going to help fill up my plate, help fill up my belly, very low calories. And I'm going to feel very satisfied. Now, obviously, I need to go in and adjust. This lasagna might actually be lower calories. I will update you than what I put in because I think I might have put in the sauce wrong. And again, you can always go in and adjust. All you have to do is go to the meal that you originally created. Good, baby. Are you telling Papi or me? Papi. Yeah, keep telling Papi, but kind of lower voice. You can go in and adjust the recipe. So all you have to do is go to the recipes that you've created or the meals that you've created, just adjust the amounts that you did, and then resave it and then delete the prior entry. So it's really simple. So this is me just kind of going through the rest of my day, still making sure I'm kind of on track. You can see I really still am aiming for 17. I'm at 1756. And my protein is insanely high today, which I am not mad about. If you know the challenge that I'm currently doing, which is this new program that Lara's created for us. One of the things we're trying to do is like keep our protein like insanely high, and see what effects that has without changing the actual calories that we're aiming for. So my instinct is, because there's some body fat I want to get rid of. But my main goal is strength right now, so I'm not going to obsess about the body fat. But I would like to see it. So instead of lowering calories, which I definitely don't want to do, I'm just going to up the protein ratio within those calories and see the effects it has. So you can see that was incredibly simple. The process of like creating a recipe. Again, sometimes it takes longer because you have to portion things out. But again, if you do it once, and you never have to do it again. Of course, you have to love the recipe that you made so that you can follow it every time. But even then, if you decide to change it next time, so a lot of times when I try a new recipe, I'll do something like this. But then the next time I make it, after we eat it, I might realize that I actually should have used only a jar of sauce, or maybe I should have doubled the ravioli in there, or maybe we should have more meat. And I'll think, oh, I should do this next time. So the next time when I make it, I'll just adjust the recipe again, and it will take like a minute to be able to adjust that. So definitely something that seems overwhelming. Is all my photos and all my videos. Something that definitely can seem overwhelming at times, but and is one of those things that a lot of times stops people from moving forward in tracking, because they think of this, but what do I do in this situation? Okay. Especially when people are starting off or picking it back up and they're like, oh, I got to track, but what do I do about going out? And what do I do about casseroles and soups? And what do I do about, guys? First of all, it's way more simple than you think it is. But second of all, don't go there. Just start. When you get to the meal that you have the casserole, just don't track for now. Get used to tracking the regular easy foods first. Try to eat those regular easy foods for most of your meals so that you can build success. And then when you are ready to tackle a meal that is a casserole or a soup or a chili, or you're ready to tackle going out to eat, then tackle it once you've gotten the basic skills up. It kind of reminds me briefly of like being at the Korean market last week. I was at the 3-8 market because it's on every day that ends in a 3 and an 8. And they have so much live seafood. And I'm from Maryland. I love crabs. They have legit like live crabs just in the market. And I saw somebody buying them, and she spoke English. So I was asking her some questions, and they were only 7,000 won, which is about $6 for 4 crabs, which is a great deal if you're a crab lover. Now, granted, I don't like the idea of like taking home live crabs, but I'm going to try to get over that. But I literally told myself, okay, maybe that I'm still getting used to like grocery shopping routines and what we buy and where. Like, do I get it at the market? Do I go to the store to get the commissary? I'm still getting used to all that, but I feel like I'm getting in a good rhythm and I'm feeling good. I'm starting to cook meals in my house instead of just throw things in the air fryer. I'm starting to, or throwing like pre-frozen food in the air fryer. I use the air fryer to cook my meals, but like chicken nuggets, I'm going beyond chicken nuggets on a Wednesday a little bit. And so I told myself, okay, maybe that is something that I will tackle next week. Maybe that's a goal of something I will tackle either next week or the week after, is seafood at the market. Like I've got produce at the market down. Maybe this is my next goal, right? So don't see it as all of this stuff you have to do all at once, because that's how I kind of saw grocery shopping here. It's like, oh my gosh, I got to figure out what to buy, where to buy it, how much it is, how to cook all my favorite things. And I have to do it on day one. It's like, no, you don't. You can just buy all of the pre-prepared frozen things, and one day a week try to make a meal, and one day a week try to go to a grocery store or a market and piece it together slowly until a couple weeks from now you are back in a routine that feels comfortable, and then you can start adding things on. So this is one of those things. Creating a meal and a recipe and all of that stuff is something that you can have, that you can add on, that is going to have massive payoff and massive benefit. Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Short live today. Again, if you were watching the replay, please say replay. If you're watching the live, please say live. Comment below if there are more questions that this brought up or anything that you would like more help or guidance on. Got a couple exciting things coming up minimal compared to the scholarship we just did, but still exciting. We're going to do like I'm working on a guide for you guys of like a quick, easy meal guide that we're going to give away. And then we're going to do like a Facebook Live series. It's going to be like a week-long series that's going to be really helpful info for you guys. And we're going to go live every single day, and they're all going to be connected. So it'll be a fun thing to do as well. So keep your eyes open. Good talking to you guys.